on the Wado Radio Show.
Let's get it, man. DJ Wado, the Wado Radio Show. It's more than music, it's ministry. If you want to call us, it's 877-559-2330, man. And we got on the line with us, man, new artist that's been killing it right now, man. NF from Michigan.
What's up, man?
He told us it's mad cold out there before we got on the air, man. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, man. Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah, dude, it is cold, man. We were just talking about it. It's getting crazy, man.
Yeah.
I ain't ready. I'm not ready for winter this year, man.
You not ready?
I'm not ready, dude. Straight up, I was fishing last night, man. It was like 30 on the lake. You know,
what were you? I mean, first up, I'm surprised the lake's not frozen. But man, there's no way I'd be out on a lake 30 degrees, bro.
No, you know, I felt like an idiot, kind of, especially since I wasn't catching nothing. So
that was gonna be my next question. What did you catch? You caught nothing?
No, man, that was the worst part, man.
Oh man,
yeah,
that's no good, man. That's no good, man. Well, look, brother. I mean, first, let me just tell you, man. I hit you on Twitter and told you this, bro. Like, I've been sleeping on you, man. But you got a lot of talent, man. I think you bring a much needed voice to the game right now, dude.
I appreciate that, man. I do. But I don't blame you for sleeping on me, man, because I didn't have nothing good out, you know. So it's like I totally get it. I feel like, in my opinion, this is the first, you know, thing that I put out that I'm really proud of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's my first project that I've actually been able to, like, be in a real studio and be able to, like, to work where I'm not just, like, trying to, you know, because my old albums that I used to put out myself, I mean, I was paying for everything, you know, just going in, trying to have someone make a quick beat, like an hour, you know?
Yeah.
And it was like this EP, I really got to sit down and, like, even the past couple of years, I really figured out my style and, you know, what I want to do. And so I appreciate that, man, for real.
Hey, let me say this, bro. Like, I feel like what you're saying right now, just in terms of like figuring out your style and just going at something for a while. You know, I think a lot of artists, they wrestle with that because they don't, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, how do I get to that point? And like, how were you able to find your voice, man? Like, that's just so important for artists, and not just those that rap, but people that sing. You DJ, your radio personality. Like, just how did you find your voice, man?
For me, honestly, dude, like, I grew up, since I was like 12 or 13, like, all I listened to was hip hop. So it was like, I really got into hip hop, and then obviously, like a lot of people, I was influenced by Eminem, which I mean, if you listen to my old stuff, you can really tell.
Yeah.
And then I got into Lecrae, you know, the whole Reach record camp. I started listening to a lot of them. But honestly, man, over the way I found like my voice, and I feel like I found my niche and my thing is the past 3 years. Even longer than that, but I started listening to a lot more than just hip hop. And so, and you can hear that in my music, like my record and my EP and all that stuff. Like, you can hear the influence of hip hop, but I think what makes it unique and what makes my voice different is, you know, not only am I rapping and singing, but there's just like a different mixture of music where it's like, it's not just hip hop. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I feel like the way I found my voice was I opened my mind, you know, out of just one area, just one box of like, I'm going to be a rapper and like, that's all I want to be. So I listen to a lot of artists like The Fray. Like, I don't just listen to rap. I listen to Adele. I listen to Bastille. I listen to Ed Sheeran. Like, I listen to all these people, you know? Sharon, I don't know how you say his last name, but...
You listened to it.
I listened to it, man. I bought his last record. Like, I love that. I love that stuff, man. I love acoustic stuff. But then I'll go right from that to, you know, to straight up, like, hip-hop.
Yeah.
So,
man. Did you always know that you could rap and sing?
No. if you listen to my old stuff, I mean, it's hilarious, man. Like, I straight up sucked. I mean, you got to come from somewhere, but
started from the bottom and now you here for real.
Yeah. Like, I was before I called in, like, straight up, I was listening to an album that I did in high school, and I mean, that was, like the whole auto-tune, like, era where, like, every rapper was, after T-Pain made it, popular, every rapper was coming out, like, singing, even if they couldn't sing. Because you can do so much in the studio,
Right.
And so that's what I was doing. I was like, man, I want to try this. So I started, like, singing, but I would just throw a bunch of auto-tune on it. So it sounded like T-Pain, except worse. Like, it sounded like I didn't know how to sing at all, but I just put auto-tune on it.
Yeah.
And then I just started doing it, singing a lot more, and then auto-tune just kind of phased out more now. I mean, you still got artists like Future and people that use it, and people still think it's cool, but,
sure.
it ain't the same now. And I guess I started teaching myself and singing a lot more.
Yeah.
And now, now I feel like I know my limits, but I think that's what makes it good. I don't try to sing out of my comfort zone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's important, man, because you get people start trying to sing ballads, and it's like, that's not really your lane, homie.
Yeah, it just depends. Like, when you listen to Wake Up, like, I can sing. Like, I know my lane, I guess,
Yep.
I know I'm not going to get up and sing like some crazy, like, Bruno Mars. Like, I can't sing like that, but I know what I can sing, so that's what I do.
Yeah. Do you get tired of Eminem comparisons? Like, I feel like every time a white rapper comes out, they just get automatically, it's like, oh, he's like Eminem, even if they're not really like Eminem. And I know he's been an influence for you, but, do you, does that kind of bore you a little bit at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that annoys me the most about it is the fact that, because I feel like some people, like you just said, like, some people just do it because, like, I'm white and I rap, and as soon as they hear a white rapper, they assume Eminem. But, I mean, I think Eminem's one of the greatest, like, lyricists and artists of all time.
True.
But I think when I think when people compare me to him, that's not what they're saying. They're saying, like I'm a knockoff, like, So that's what annoys me about it. But I mean, everybody, like, every artist, what I've learned is, like, every artist is influenced, by other artists. Like, that's just how it works, Like, if you're influenced by Drake, if you're influenced by Andy or Lecrae or Trip or whoever you're influenced by, like, we all have our influences, and I feel like you're going to see that, in the music. If you look at my early music, like, you definitely see it. You see it too much. Like, you see it too much where I'm like, okay, I could see why people were like, Nate, like, this sounds exactly like Eminem. And you won't make it. Like, you won't make it if that's the case, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what's important about finding that different sound. Because if you sound like Eminem, first of all, if you're white and you rap, you're going to get the comparison to Eminem, probably, anyways. So,
yeah. That's good, bro. That's good. How did you get your record deal, man?
Well, my manager sent. I started. It's kind of a crazy story, but I'll give you the quick version. I don't know how much time we got, but
we got some time, man. You can give us. You can keep it real. You can give us the.
Okay.
You can give us the full joint.
Cool. Well, basically, when I was in the middle of leaving a previous deal, I was trying to get some songs together. I went back to work. I mean, basically full time, and then I was trying to get songs together so my manager could pitch, some songs to some labels, and I could just see what was happening. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't want to sign to a real small hip-hop label or anything because I was just worried because it had been years since my music had really been put out at all. And so it was really frustrating. And I hit one of my buddies up in Grand Rapids, I was getting ready to fly to a show, and he had just built a studio in his basement. And I'm like, man, we should meet up. I'm flying out to a show tomorrow. And he's like, yeah, man, come on over. We'll just hang out. We'll see if anything comes up. And then me and him made Wake Up, man, and we made the instrumental to Wake Up. And I'm like, wow, like I just had this inspiration in me. So I wrote the song. We made the instrumental that night. I wrote the song
on the spot.
Well, I wrote the song on my plane ride back.
Okay.
Most of the time, I write my songs in the studio on the spot. That's just how I work normally.
Yeah.
But with Wake Up, I didn't have time because I didn't even know what was gonna happen.
Sure.
So I think I wrote the first verse and the chorus, and I actually came back later on and finished it. But yeah, man. So it's like we did Wake Up, which is crazy because that was the first song we did, and that's the song that that's doing a lot for me. With ESPN and NFL and so yeah, man. So basically,
so now you feeling good. You make that record, you feeling good. Like, okay, we got something here.
Yeah. And my producer, man, out of Grand Rapids, like he doesn't listen to rap. He doesn't he's like a worship artist, man. So it was like so it was crazy because he's crazy talented. Like he can kill it on the keys, and now like in the studio you can put any sound on the keys and you just play it and to record, and he's like. He kills the keys, so it's like it was perfect because I came in with this hip hop, and I know hip hop, I know what it sounds like, and then he came in with not knowing hip hop, and it was just I don't know, we just vibed out good. And he did every song on the EP actually. And
what's his name?
His name is Tommy Prophet. That's his actual name.
Tommy Prophet.
Yeah, and. Yeah, man, he did the whole. It's funny because if you meet him or people see him, like they don't know, like they wouldn't know that. But like we sat down, dude, and like it was just good. We vibed out. We made Wake Up, and then we made a bunch of songs, and then my manager pitched some songs to Capitol, and we were talking to Word at the time also, and I was just looking at some things. Like, I didn't know what I was going to do, if I was even going to wanted to sign to a certain label. And then Brad, my A&R at Capitol, hit me up, and it was great, man. I mean, I ended up doing a couple showcases, and then I ended up signing with Capitol, and it was great, man. I mean, from there on out, it was pretty much. I mean, it's a long process. It sounds like that's like the quick version, but It was a long process from like doing a showcase, which crazy story. I got food poisoning the night before my showcase with Capitol. I had a showcase the day before for another label, and then I got food poisoning, and it was horrible. And I'm like, man, I don't even know. The showcase didn't go that well, and then Capitol still ended up picking me up, and then they've been great, man. I mean, it's been pretty cool because I feel like it's a cool step for hip hop, and
absolutely,
because you look at the roster, and I'm kind of like
the only guy.
yeah, and plus, man, like I was pretty straight up about it. Like I was like, am I going to get buried in these artists? Because every artist on Capitol's roster is like either a legend or they're just like big, It's like Toby and Britt and all these people, and so it's like, what's going to happen? But no, man. I mean, as you can see, like instantly, Capitol's like when we signed, we got a plan moving, and we put the EP out, and so. Yeah, man, that's pretty much how it happened.
That's good, man. Did you feel like even a certain pressure to perform at a certain level because of the Toby Macs and the Brit Nicoles and the people like that are signed to that label. Not even just the, man, am I going to come out? But once it looks like, man, I'm going to come out, it's like, man, I got to do something because I'm next to all these legends, as you call them.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I was talking about was like, I'm not the type of dude that's like, I don't care about like big, like, like some people, they might be like starstruck, like, oh, I want to work with this big name producer.
Yep.
Like, I don't care about that stuff. I just care about like the record. So when I came to the label and I was meeting with the label before I signed, like straight up, I was like, I really want to work with my dude from Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
Like, I know nobody knows him, as a producer, and he's just starting out. But like the music that got your attention was the music we did, and it was cool, man, because
and they were good with that, obviously.
Yeah, they were, because I feel like they were comfortable with the product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
so if y'all have brought back some whack stuff, it'd have been like,
yeah.
We got some other people over here for you.
yeah. But I thought it was cool because. This is just my opinion, but I feel like people spend way too much money, like, on stuff. And if you look at hip hop, especially, what people would call Christian hip hop,
yep.
When you look at what they spend, like, people don't know, but you can make like a record nowadays for like 10, 15 grand.
Man,
you know what I mean? Like,
if that,
if that in the hip hop game,
yeah.
But these labels, like, they're bigger labels, and they got some big names they work with, and, so I just want to make it clear, like, I don't want to go out and do a record and spend, like, I would rather spend all that money in different areas,
sure,
as long as the music's up to par. So that was just, I come across sometimes like a cheapo. I'm sure I annoy some people, but at the same time, like,
nah, you bought that business, brother. You see the big picture.
Yeah, man, I can't. I know sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and you got to get in a circle. So you might have to spend a little more money and have someone do something. But
yeah,
for me, man, it's more about like making good music. But as far as your question about like the pressure, for me, it's like I didn't feel the pressure at all actually for the EP, because like I'm so different than all the artists on there. So it's not like I feel like I'm on the roster, but I'm not like in a category like Toby Mac or Britt Nicole, because I don't have that type of music.
Go ahead and say it, man. You're an anomaly. Go ahead and say it, bro.
Well, nobody on the roster, like everybody on the roster does like, I sing a lot, and I do have ballads, and I have things where I'm like, it's piano and me, like, nobody's heard any of that yet. But still, like, I'm the rapper on the label, and everybody else is not a rapper, So I didn't feel pressure. Honestly, I feel more pressure now, not because I'm trying to be, not because of the other artists, but I feel like for the first time working on my first project, like actual project, I feel like people are actually going to hear what I'm saying. So I'm really hard on myself. Like, when you heard All I Have, like, that was like raw emotion. Like, you heard it. I just let it come out. And now I feel like I'm about to drop an album, and like, I feel like people have expectations, and I'm not gonna change who I am. And I'll talk about that on my album. Just like, I'm not going to change who I am now that people are listening to me and like dumb it down. But at the same time, I do feel this pressure to perform, because I don't want people to. I mean, it was just an EP, and we're going to have songs like All I Have and Wake Up on the album, because it's my first full length, and I feel like those songs deserve to be on there.
Yeah.
But it's like I do feel the pressure to perform, because I want to be the best I can, and I don't want people to feel like, oh, this was amazing, the album. It's like, I don't know.
Man, let me say this, bro. Like, just on some real talk, dude, since you brought up All I Have and the raw emotion in it. When I first heard that song, I was like, man, this is amazing.
Yeah.
that was actually the first song from this new batch of music, on the EP that I heard, right? And I saw the video. Your manager sent it to me, and I was like, man, this is amazing. Like, this is a dope song. Like, I love the story. I love the emotion. But then a part of me was just like, man, I'm surprised the label let you put that out, because you almost kept it too real. Like, they had no issue with that.
No, man, because like one of the reasons they signed me, because I'm not just like, I've never been like a preacher type artist.
Sure,
you know what I'm saying? I've always been like raw emotion, like, this is how I deal with things. This is like a therapy session for me.
Yep.
So I feel like they knew that coming in, because when you listen to my music, that's all you hear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they knew that right away, and also like, like we're talking, it's not just capital CMG. Like, that's not just what we think about. You know what I mean? Like, we're thinking bigger than that, and we're thinking, Nate. Like, I'm not gonna go out swearing and talking about things I don't live, but I feel like what makes my music interesting is I am keeping it real.
Yeah.
And if I don't do that, then I feel like that's what separates me. Like, I don't want to be in a category with everybody else. I want to be like, when someone listens to all I have, I want someone to be like, I don't want them to be like, oh man, this guy's a great new rapper. I want them to be like, whoa, this is like what you just said. When you hear that, when you hear that song, you instantly feel this like, whoa, like, this is raw. Like, this dude's talking about, working a job and like trying to be an artist. Because dude, that song, it inspires me so much. Like, I can't wait to put it out again on the album, because like, I hope more people hear that song, because all these people see these artists and these rappers and these bands like on these main stages at festivals, and there might be 10,000 people and all this stuff, but like, they don't know how many people like go home that weekend and work a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know that, man. So when I was writing that song, like, I was like, I was in my room like losing it on that song, like going crazy, because I'm talking to bands, and I'm talking to hip hop artists and people that I know personally, that people look at and go, wow, that person made it. And it's like, they don't know nothing, man.
They going back home punching that clock, dog.
Yeah, man. Like, and that's what I've done for a long time. Do you still work a day job? Every once in a while. I haven't been able to the past few months. Honestly, ever since we dropped the EP, I've had not like an insane amount of shows, but I've had a lot of like business things.
Yeah.
Like I did a showcase for like film and TV with Neo was there. There's just a bunch of people like showcasing in New York, and then I did like some stuff for like YouTube and Facebook and iTunes, and just a lot of business moves. So I haven't been home much, but sometimes I do, man. But I'm also the type of person that's like, if I'm gonna be home for like a couple weeks, like, I can't just sit around for 2 weeks and do nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I've been home for like a week now. This is the longest I've been home in like months. But I've been writing a lot. Yeah. So it's not like I'm actually writing and doing something. So,
sure.
It's different. So it's been good, man. I hope I don't have to work all winter. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you can put this out there if you want, but the kind of work you told me you were doing, I hope you don't have to work at all this winter either, man, based on how cold it gets up there, dude.
Yeah, man. Electrical work outside, it ain't cool, man.
We don't want to see you doing that, man.
Nah, man, it ain't cool.
Yeah, your hands mess around, freeze off. You can't write no more rhymes, brother.
Yeah, exactly. I freestyle everything,
man. Yo, so when are you thinking about dropping the album, man?
We don't have an exact date, but I think it's going to be early next year.
Wow. Okay.
But we'll have stuff come out before that.
Sure. So probably like first, second quarter type deal. You think?
Yeah, probably we'll probably have a music video drop. Maybe a new single. I mean, that's not that long away.
No, not at all, bro. we October, November right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I do put a lot of pressure on myself, so I'm just trying to make some music that, like, I need to be blown away, like, and think that my album's really good.
Yeah.
Before I even wanna put it out, you know.
Did your manager send you my verse for that All I Have remix?
What's up?
My verse for the All I Have remix. Your manager didn't send that over?
No, I don't think I heard that.
I'm messing with you, bro.
I don't know, man. I don't know if you're like some secret rapper, man, and you went on there and like tried to slaughter it or what, man. I don't know. That's funny.
You don't want to hear that, man. You don't want to hear that, man. What do you think of the title and the album, man?
I got no idea, bro, because I'm the type of person that I just write what I feel.
Sure.
And so, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what other artists do, but I don't like go into an album or the writing of an album like, oh, this is what the album's going to be about. I just start writing, and like whatever I'm feeling. Like for this, for instance, quite a few songs that I started with the album, and I don't even know, you know, what we're going to pick for it. But the first few songs I wrote for the album were a lot about trying to figure out who I am and like who I want to be, and struggling with that inside myself.
Yeah.
So, you know, so it was kind of like I felt like I was going in that direction, but there's also songs that aren't in that direction. So, you know, I really have no idea, but I feel like the safest and best thing for me to do is just like I write to beats. I don't really write without beats. Every once in a while I do, but the beats like bring out the emotion that I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you know, whatever I'm feeling, like that's what I'm gonna write. You know, if I'm feeling angry about something, like I'm gonna write a song, and it might be kind of angry, but that's what I'm feeling. And then, like, I think we'll just figure it out.
Sure.
You know, we'll just figure out later on what the album's called. So.
And you're working with the same producer?
Yeah, I'm working with the same producer for most of the album, but I also got another dude, David Garcia, out of Nashville. I'm working with. He's crazy.
Nice.
So,
I'm anxious to hear this,
man.
brother. I'm anxious to hear it, man.
Yeah, I'm excited, bro.
This is another question that I was wondering, man. Do you have much of a relationship with Toby Mac? And I ask because of I think how many doors he's opened for Christian rap, even though probably at this point, obviously, people don't really consider him to be a Christian rapper. But, you know, he's, you know, especially DC Talk days, you know,
Yeah.
people, you know, has he given you like any advice or anything like that just in terms of your career, man?
No, like, I don't really know Toby. Like, I've talked, I just actually met him, like a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
And
okay.
we did a show together in Erie, Pennsylvania, and apparently he thinks he dresses like more of a rapper than I do. That's what he said to me straight up. But no, I mean he's funny. I mean, I feel like all those connections and like, you know, talking with people and all that stuff. Like, I've met so many artists over the past year that I've listened to since I was, like, I got to meet Lecrae. We did a show in Toronto.
I saw you tweeting about that, bro. That seemed like that really kind of made your day a bit, man.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, I bought Real Talk, the first album that I bought from Lecrae, and I bought every album basically since then.
Yeah.
So it's been like, when I heard Lecrae, it was one of those things where it was like, this dude is different, you know? Because I was listening to, like, T-Bone, Gospel Gangsters, Grits. Like, I listened to all those people. And then, you know, when Lecrae came out, there was just something different about it. And so it's cool, man. Like, as an artist, I think Andy or anybody will tell you this, like, as an artist, to be able to, like, the people you listen to, and then to actually, it's like, man, I've listened to you since I was, you know, 13, 14, and now I'm, like, on a stage with you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just a cool feeling as a person to be able to experience that.
So you kind of grew up listening to Christian rap in a sense.
Yeah, I listen to Christian rap, but I listen to a lot of I listen to a lot of Eminem because I related to a lot of what he said.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's not the same story at all, but my mom's dead. My mom died when I was 18.
Yep.
Because she overdosed. So, I got anger issues, I got problems. So, Eminem, he was really intense. He had a lot of problems with his mom, and his music was just emotional. And, I was looking for something like that because I needed something, So I listened, but no, man, I listened to a lot of, Christian rap, what people would call Christian rap.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I just love music, I love music, even, sometimes even if you don't relate to it, sometimes I can just listen to music, even if I don't relate to it, so.
It's good, bro. It's good, man.
Yeah.
Well, NF, man, I really enjoyed this, brother, and I'm looking forward to your album when it comes out, and we meant to have you back on and talk about it, man, because by then you'll have the title down and the concept and all that,
Yeah, man, that'd be great. Yeah, I'd love to.
Absolutely, man. So it's good, man. Your social media.
Yeah.
Twitter's, Instagram.
Yeah. Everything's just at NF or NF Real Music. Put that in, you'll find everything, my Facebook and my Twitter.
That's it.
We actually changed my Facebook over to NF recently. It was my actual name, Nathan Firestein. NF's just my initials. But Nathan Firestein is way too hard to it's way too hard for people to find. So that was a good move. I didn't want a rapper name. I tried to find out what I want to name myself.
So you can't bring that up and us not go through what. So what did you consider?
What did I call myself?
Yeah, come on, brother. Don't act like you forgot.
No, I'm straight up. I'm trying to remember. This was 6 years ago. I don't know what this even meant, but I was calling myself Special Feature.
Special Feature.
That might have even been 7 years ago. And then I came up with I was trying to come up with a one line. I don't know. I'm sure it's probably in some of my old music.
Man, I don't know. I don't know if you're getting your record deal with the name Special Feature, bro.
No, man. It sucked. I know that. but the past 4 or 5 years, it's been Nathan Firestein. It's been my name,
sure.
Or Nate.
Sure.
And then one of my buddies, probably 4 years ago, was dude. He sent me a picture of he put these Legos together that were on his floor. He's like, dude, we should just connect your N and your S. And then it was it's a good idea. So then we did it, and it's been that ever since. We changed it a little when I came out. We flipped the N around or something. But yeah, man.
That's dope, man. Well, NF, man, cool. I definitely appreciate you, man, and we'll be on the lookout for that new music, cuz.
Sweet, man. Appreciate it.
On the way to radio show. On the way to radio. On the way to radio show. Where it's much more than music. It's ministry.